Ho, ho! PennEast pipeline's got to go!
On Tuesday, the Delaware Riverkeeper Network, other environmental groups, and concerned citizens rallied in Trenton to voice their opposition to the proposed PennEast pipeline project. The partnership companies for the pipeline recently filed their application for the project with the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. 25 towns and 3 counties have passed resolutions opposing the line because of the environmental impacts and safety threats. The groups marched to PSE&G offices in Trenton. The company is one of the sponsors of the PennEast project.
What do we want? Stop PennEast! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Stop PennEast!
The groups want the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission and the New Jersey DEP to reject the project.
We have given PSE&G, UGI, and the other PennEast pipeline companies the facts and the science that demonstrate, that prove that the PennEast pipeline project would inflict irreparable harm on our environment and on our communities. We have documented with experts that the fracked gas that the PennEast pipeline would bring is not needed in Pennsylvania. It's not needed in New Jersey. And in fact, if it were to come to New Jersey, we would have to have a 53% surplus of fracked gas in this state. We brought forth the facts to show that, in fact, the fracked gas that would come through the PennEast pipeline is not really intended for Pennsylvania and New Jersey at all. It's intended for export to foreign nations, where PSE&G, UGI, and the other pipeline and the other companies that are part of the PennEast pipeline company can make 4 times the amount of profits on their fracked gas at the growing expense of our communities and our environment here in New Jersey and in the Delaware River watershed. PSE&G, UGI, and the PennEast pipeline companies have made very, very clear to us that they don't care about the facts and the science, that they don't care about our environment, about our communities, about our kids, about our families, about our creeks, our rivers, our forests, and our farmlands. They have made clear that they are going to try to pass this pipeline through no matter what it takes.
The partners who are responsible for this pipeline have hid behind this LLC. And the reason all pipelines have these LLCs, it's really these lying liability companies. So in case there's an accident or explosion, they get to hide behind it. Well, one of the major owners of this pipeline is PSE&G. And they have an office down the street and another one that way, one where they lobby and one where they get money. And we're here because we want to hold those corporate partners responsible. PSE&G claims to be a clean company, a green company that promotes solar. But you can't be a green company if you're going to put a pipeline cutting an ugly scar through the Delaware Valley.
The vast majority of landowners in New Jersey have rejected this pipeline. They are denying PSE&G access, and I say PSE&G because PennEast is a front for PSE&G. PSE&G is attempting to take people's property rights away. It's unacceptable. They've rejected it. DEP cannot do the survey, does not have the information without those surveys to know about the endangered species, to know about the water quality impacts. It would be a violation of law for the state to give PennEast these permits, as long as the utilities do not have the authority to force it until they get the permits from FERC. So we can win this as long as landowners continue to say no, as long as DEP obeys the law.
So this is an issue of justice, primarily impacting low-income people in Pennsylvania. 2 weeks ago, we saw a new release of information. It came out regarding all of the water contamination complaints that the Department of Environmental Protection in Pennsylvania had covered up. This is instances where fracking had contaminated water that our DEP in Pennsylvania had covered up in order to try and silence the impacts that this industry is having on people like me, on having like people like you, on having on all of Pennsylvanians across Northeast PA and Southwest PA. This pipeline is an issue of justice.
PSE&G
Wants to steal.
We said
No deal.
PSE&G
Wants to steal.
We said
No deal.